Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online challenge. We're back with Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. Devour Destiny in hand, 2K commands in hand, 2 temples in hand. I mean, this is looking pretty good. If I can find a sowing Micah Spawn off top, that would be nice, because then we can kick a Micah Spawn on 3. We also have the option of a Devour Destiny on 3 as well. Granted that one of these K commands resolve. We'll have to wait and see. We're playing against Young Dingo, who's been playing a few different decks recently. I believe Zoo, Blink, and maybe Goryo's? Something to that degree. I think Zoo, Goryo's, and Titan, that's right. So, unsure what they're on today. We'll have to wait and find out. Hopefully it's not Titan. Though I guess we can kind of play through Titan pretty well. Spelunking does make it that much harder, though. Since Ghost Quarter, I guess Spelunking and Lotus Field. Those 2 cards have made interacting with Titans so much more difficult than it used to be. But looks like they might be away from the keyboard, so we'll take a quick pause and return once they have returned. Alright, opponent's back. We'll reveal Devourer. Trigger. Emrakul, Sanctum, Talisman, Utopia Sprawl. Let's go with Emrakul here. Yeah. And Temple, pass. And hold priority. Arid Mesa, passing. Draw. Temple, hold. Arid Mesa. We don't know if we're playing into a force, so we can just wait here if K command up, he thinks. Arid Mesa fetches for... Okay, so it's Zoo. That is what we're playing against then. Alright, so I'm going to get Sign of Draco here since they went for a Triome. Sign of Draco. It says I cast it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Alright. Let's fire off K command. And done. Shifting Wood, Disruptor Flute. Let's... Wood is interesting, but we'll bottom Wood, bottom Flute, draw Flute. Unfortunately, this Devour's not doing too much here. We'll pass and hold. Commercial District, we could go Wooded Foothills, fetch for green. Let's go green, and then K command again, methinks. This way we don't have to play around Stubborn Denial. X equals 5. There's Carrot Turn, another Emrakul, another Flute. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we do have Emrakul next turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 13, 14. I think we want the Breaker. We could go Utopia Sprawl as well. So I'm going to say Flute bottom. K return bottom. Second Emrakul I don't think is going to be likely to resolve. So I'm thinking we go bottom, top, draw. So that we can set it for Breaker the following turn. We'll pass at this point. Attack with Draco. Take 4. Down to 15. I need them to tap down their blue sources. There's another Scions. They have the white. Green Nacatl. That's fine. Okay, so this allows me to be pretty clean here. So we'll go Misty Rain. Misty Rain will fetch for another forest. Utopia Sprawl. We'll go for red since we have double green. And now we can do one of two things. We can either World Breaker, exile Scion, or we can go Emrakul. I like going Emrakul because no matter what, it gets rid of a Sign of Draco, and we also have a target for Utopias with a Utopia Sprawl if they have a Leyline Binding in hand. And if they have two, then we have the World Breaker and Devour to get rid of the Binding. So I kind of like this route. There's Emrakul. And all right. Our turn, comrade. There's Tribal Flames. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, this is excellent for me. So let's go to draw. They draw into another Riddler. So we can Tribal Flames target self, correct? Any target where X, perfect. So Sign of Draco into Emrakul. Tribal Flames target self. Fetch Arid Mesa. Yes. Go to main. Let's start with Tribal Flames target self. I believe they have all types: plain, swamp, forest, island, mountain. Tribal Flames target self. We don't want a Riddler, we don't want a Kavu, so we'll just send this at self. And then Arid Mesa, we can fetch. Dingo says this Emrakul means no raid today. That's fair. That's fair and reasonable. So I'm thinking Lush Port to set up a dead draw. It does mean that they could draw two off of Rid, but I think that's still worth. So let's Lush Port, trigger, sets up a Leyline Binding. Don't want you having that, so that's to Yard. And then go to combat, attack with Sign of Draco. We'll block with Emrakul. So now at this point, if they don't have a way out from this World Breaker eating the Sign of Draco, then this should be the game. So I can Riddler draw a card, hold up a white source to try and draw into another binding, would be my thought. So Riddler number 1 draws a card. At this point, we're going to pass in full. Land. So they drew into the land. They fetch. They can now play another Riddler, try and draw another card. Keeping up a white source for Leyline Binding. Do they find the binding? They do not. We got there. Solid stuff. Alright, solid win. They'll be bringing in Consign to Memory now. Fade from History is actually not bad here. It does clear the Sign of Dracos, clears the Leyline Bindings, clears the Leyline the Guild Pact. That's actually kind of tempting, I'm not gonna lie. Flute feels okay-ish here. Also can name Binding. If we see that going for Triumph, then naming Sign of Draco. But it is very reactionary and not as good, I'd say. Bog. I guess I should have looked a bit closer to see if they had Flage for Bog. So I wonder what I want here. I feel like I want Cavern, Heat. Ringing Cavern, I need to cut something down, don't I? Normally I would cut Bog. Fade from History again is tempting. We can cut Flute. We could keep the K returns for Zoo, because triggering it from Yard is a board wipe. Could do this, cut a Rumble, and maybe not bring in Fade from History. I would be tempted to try Fate from History at some point, especially as it doesn't get countered by Consign, though it does still get countered, of course, by things like Stubborn Denial if there's a 4-power creature on board. Yeah, this seems reasonable. Okay, let's run it back. No green sources, but Devour can fix that. We'll keep. Pump Mulligan's down to 6. So we can find a forest off top here. It is an early MTGO. Alright, we'll pass in full. Flooded Strand. Holding. Devourer. Yeesh. No green sources. That's actually quite annoying. I think I have to exile all here. Draw. And there's the Windswept Teeth. We'll fetch for a forest or a stomping ground. Thinking stomping ground, shot, go double green. Let's start there. And double green, and pass. So next time we can go Myco Spawn, or if we draw into one of our last Ice Tills, we can draw into Ice Till. Looks like another Sign of Draco on 2, which is pretty good. No, it's a Kavu, okay, so not as good, but still pretty good. I will still cast Myco Spawn here. And what do we want to grab is the question. I am tempted to stick with a basic forest. The main reason being is if they play Charmaw. Let's take a look at a zoo list real quick and see if Charmaw is all too common. Let's see here. Zoo. No, Damping Sphere is the more common hate piece in the side, but it's not as impactful here. So I do wonder about either going for... Well, we can't go for Sanctum. We could go for Shifting Wood. We either go Shifting Wood, a forest, or a temple. We also could go for... No, we can't go for a fetch, so... I think we just go for a temple here. Though I guess they still could be on Charmaw. We'll go forest and just play it safe then. At that point, might as well play Shifting Wood. We'll play the forest. Resolve, Sprawl, Sprawl for green, and pass. So next turn we do have Devourer. If they hold up a blue source though, we might need to play around it instead. K-return prior to blocks. Yeah, even though it's not common for Charmaw to be in the deck, I think it makes sense to play around it just in case. Discard a land, draw a card. We'll take the 5. That way, if the Devour is not castable here, second Kavu. Okay, so that tells me they have Consign in hand. We'll draw. We have a Breaker. We'll play a Lab, no Imprint. So we can do one of two things here. No matter what, Devour being on board means, or Devour being cast means something will end up off board. So I kind of like this line here. Because if they consign the trigger, then we have the body that can block. If they consign the body, then we at least get a trigger. Or they have neither, and we just sit pretty. Okay. So they're bluffing on the consign. That's good to know. They could still have a Stubborn Denial, though. Is this a Flage? White, Binding. Red, Draco. Again, seemed that they were bluffing on the consign, so we can instead World Break. Given that they could have the Stubborn Denial, we're not going to risk playing the Rumble prior to the Breaker. Instead, we will just cast the Breaker, exile the Sign of Draco. Alright. That still continues to support my theory that they have a Denial in hand. We'll attack for 6, down to 11. We have a World Breaker as a blocker, and a Mycospawn if needed. They are playing Tribal Flame, so we do need to be mindful that we can suddenly die if we're at too low of life total. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Solid stuff. We'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. Opponent mulligans down to 6. We're looking for either a lab or a rumble, I think. Opponent mulligans down to 4 cards. Ooh, well, opponent's a bit of a spot, it would seem. There's a point sometimes, I forget who said it, like sometimes you just concede during the opening hand phase, just so your opponent doesn't know what you're playing. Let's Tron. Okay, we're looking for way to get the Ghost Quarter. There's the Rumble we were looking for. So we'll grab the Rumble. Alternatively, we could go Misty Rain, but I think we go Rumble, yeah. Commercial District. Surveil. Sprawl. Ooh, interesting. So we could play Temple, play Talisman, play Sprawl. That would get us up to 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd be 1 land short on 3. That is tempting. So 1 land, or we try and dig for one of our 7 soul lands off of Rumble. I think I might go for the soul lands. Yeah, we have a bit more agency that way. At the same time, we'll have the spawn. It is a bit more interactable. We do need double green. Actually, I do like the Sprawl. We do need double green. I guess we have the Talisman. We'll go for Sprawl, though. I have an idea. I has ideas. Draws a card. Passing. Draw. So I'm just going to go Talisman, Sprawl for double green, and pass, and pass. At the very least, we have a Ghost Quarter next turn, but our opponent's struggling to find lands in general. Draw. And there's a Shifting Wood, and that will be a GG's. Yep, opponent will scoop it up. That is an unfortunate opening hand by opponent. We'll get down to 4. So we do not need K return here. Flutes are still good. We can also cut Bog. We don't need Cavernous Souls, though. Unholy Heat seems solid. Vaccine Pobble doesn't do much here. Neither does Cage, K-Return, Trinosphere. And I guess we could bring in a Phaedrum History. There is some relevance there. Does make me think of maybe the 3rd flute in the side could be good. Because I did cut down to 2 in main rather than having 3 overall. Alright. Something to think about. Flute, Sprawl, Gemstone. Yeah, I mean, I like this. I will keep. But it mullings down to 6. And it looks like they kept 6. Okay. Let's reveal Devour, play the Gemstone, eat what? Stomping Grounds? Stomping Grounds makes sense, because I like the lab still. We go Stomping. And pass. So we could just go Wooded Foothills, green, Utopia Sprawl, hold. There's Ice Teller's Mycospawn. I want both of them. Give me both. I'll take the Mycospawn though. So at this point, do we need Flute? I don't think we need Flute yet, right? So we can just go... I mean, I guess we have to play the Wooded Foothill regardless. So are the Utopia Sprawl, yeah. I'll go Wooded Foothill. Let's Surveil, though, since we don't need Flute yet. Commercial District. Trigger. K command. I do like a K command. Sprawl. For green. And pass. If it looks like they're setting up for Tron, we can just Mycospawn for Ghost Quarter. Okay. Well, let's Mycospawn for Ghost Quarter. Flute naming Sowing Mycospawn or Ghost Quarter? Ice Still Explorer, you're so close, opponent. But so far away. Alright, we're going to Imprint Devourer. We'll cast Sowing Mycospawn. I would like to kick this, of course, but it's more important that I get a Ghost Quarter here. Here is Ghost Quarter. And we will Ghost Quarter now, target mine. And pass. So next turn we can K command, we can also hold up Flute. And pass. Mindstone and passing, draw another one. We'll hold that one though. So we'll just attack with Myco here. Do you have a Karn? If you play Karn, we'll just Time Walk you, but no Karn. Really? So you kept the Mine Tower on the play, no maps. Yeah, the hand seems a bit sus to me. So 2 Tron lands, no maps? Yeah, I think they just lose here. And done. And opponent scoops it up. That is reasonable, given what we have in hand, because, yeah, we'll just kick another Mycospawn, we'll search. If we find Ice Till, we just start Ghost Quarter looping them. Otherwise, we kick, grab another Ghost Quarter, call it a day, right? Alright, another solid win for Eldrazi Ramp. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match number 3 on the draw for game 1. Supposedly against Ruby Storm, we are looking for a Soul Land, specifically Temple off top for K Command X2 to deal with Ral, or a Flute. Those would be my options here. Should have about 6 hits then. Trigger. Talisman. Yikes. Actually, that does work. We'll go Talisman or Sprawl. They shouldn't really be able to interact with Talisman all too much, but Sprawl does work the same. And it's not as painful when we cast Explorer. So it's kind of the same idea, just different execution. We'll go Sprawl. Draw. East of Forest. East of Sprawl for double green. And pass. And pass. Alright, let's see the Ral. Tapped. Passing. Draw. Lab. Ooh, this is interesting. Imprint. I mean, we have to hold up the K command. There's no way we don't. So, because it is interesting, though, with the Ice Till and Mycospawn. Alright. We hold. So it's clear that we're holding up a K command. If we're in desperation mode, we can always ramp Scrydraw for a flute, but this way we can strip 2 cards out of yard and also exile a Ral if Ral is their only mana reducer. So they could just go Ritual Ral into, let's say, Impulse Draw Ritual. I guess I would have to go Ritual Ral Ritual. Is a Medallion or Ral? Could be an Artist Talent. Impulse. They missed their land drop? That's huge. End step. K command. Ram Scrydraw, we're going for the throat. We're going to kick a Myco Spawn. And we're going to... Oh, the Ghost Quarter as well? I mean, we can Myco Spawn search for it. But this way we could Myco Spawn and start Ghost Quartering. That is a thought. And Emrakul. So kick Myco, grab a Ghost Quarter, play a Ghost Quarter. Next turn, Ice Till Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Let's go top, draw. Then draw. So we are going to kick Myco Spawn. Kick the Parlor. Yield to all. So now they need to draw a land. I'm going to go with Ghost Quarter. Actually, maybe we don't need to do that. We don't need to. Well, I guess it starts to loop. How many basics does Ruby Storm normally run? Let's take a peek. Normally 3 to 4 mountains. So in that case, let's go with... I think we'll stick with the Ghost Quarter plan. Yeah, we'll stick with it. Ghost Quarter. And then I will play a second one. So I'm going to sacrifice target land. If they had a Strike It Rich, they would have already used it. And pass. And pass. Next turn we just play the Ice Till DRC. What? Another Myco. Ice Till. Ghost Quarter. Mill. All right, how many more do you got, friend? And last one. Perfect. And pass. Next turn we can kick a Myco Spawn if needed. And we'll scoop it up. We'll take it. Nice till go to Quarter Loops for the win. Alright, so we want Trinispheres in. Thankfully we're just working on our sideboard guide now, aren't we? Ruby Storm. So Trinispheres. I mean, we have a lot of cards that we kind of like here. So K-Return's definitely out. Flutes stay in. Bojuka Bog is a little bit iffy at times. We can cut Sire 7-up from the 7 mana value spells. We could cut Bojuka Bog since normally we need to be at instant speed, so we can bring in 2 more. The question is, what do we bring in? So Unholy Heat deals with Ral, but only after Delirium, which does make Heat a bit worse into this matchup. So it is a bit harder to justify. We otherwise could go Cage for Pith. We go Cage for Pith, Flute for Ral, Trinisphere in general, and then K-Return. That does seem reasonable. We need to cut a Rumble, though. Alright, let's do that. On the draw. Hand's a bit slow. Opponent keeps their opening hand, which makes me think that we need to mulligan this, because even if we find a Trinisphere off of Devour, it doesn't do enough. One thing we could probably hit here is a Flute, so we're going to mulligan. This is better. We lack green sources, which kind of sucks. I'll pitch an Ice Still and pass in full. Draw. Stomping Ground. We need to go Temple, Temple. And hold on the off chance it's relevant. Arid Mesa, fetch. Do you try and go for a turn 2 win? Medallion. Ugh. Okay, well that becomes an issue. I will pass in full. We draw. Ghost Quarter. We know they play 3 basics. But we're going to have to go Temple and then hold the K command and hope that it's enough to stop them. Impulse Draw. Finds a mountain, finds a medallion. Plays the mountain, I imagine. There's the mountain. 5 cards left in hand. Without any rituals, they have 2 more casts. Impulse. Metamorphose is mana neutral and draws a card. DRC is not doing much here, so I don't imagine they'll play that right away. There's a ritual. Okay. And then I imagine DRC and the Metamorphose. Yep. Yeah, I don't think we can do much with the DRC, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. I think it'd be a mistake. Keeps it on top, draws 3 mana now. Ritual, DRC. In response to Piff, I'm going to ramp. I'm going to exile cards in yard. Ramp target self, and we're going to get rid of the impulse draws. I'd love to also get rid of the Metamorphose here, but we only have 2 available. And we'll pass in full. So now if they don't have any more impulse draws in hand, the only card that they can play is the Metamorphose, so they'll be able to surveil and draw a card. I guess they could hit the rituals and surveil until they hit something they like. Scaling turn to yard, draw a card, Metamorphose to exile, there's Ral. So now they're trying to flip Ral, so I need them not to flip Ral. Alright, that's 1. And that's 2. And they flip Ral. Damn. Alright, Ral time. Ooh. That Wish locks it up. They could just go Wish here, Grape Shot, or after Grape Shot, Pass in Flames, Pass in Flames, Pass in Flames, cast Grape Shot, they win. I guess this way I do get to see more of their decks, so I'll just let them ride it out. Man, they could shortcut this extremely quickly just by going Wish for Grape Shot, though. Wish to yard. Yeah, they could very easily shortcut this. Glimpse. Untimely Malfunction, okay. Alkid Awakening, another Wish. Yeah, I don't know why they're going so deep right now. The DRCs are interesting. There's the Wish, finally. And then Grape Shot for 20. Yep. Alright. And Wee's dead. Yeah, I really need that medallion they played to be a Ral, or for us sitting there impulse draws to be enough, but unfortunately it was not. They found the Ral instead. And down to 1, and then DRC says, hold up, we have one more trigger. And then Grape Shot. Alright. On to game 3. We will cut Gemstone and bring in the 4th Rumble and run it back. Now if I can land an early Trinisphere, that would be swell. I guess the Untimely Malfunction helps with Trinisphere, yeah. On the play for game 3, there's Trinisphere. I do need a 7-mana value spell, though. I will keep. This is a bit risky, but we have 9 hits off top. Worst comes the worst. We can grab a land, play it, and play Trinisphere on 3, which should be fast enough, especially if we can get the hold up of Flute as well. Yeah, the best hit by and large is definitely a 7-mana value. Oh, Jesus. Well, now we really need to hit that 7-mana value spell because now they have accelerated a turn. Alright, Misty Rain and pass. Put a pause on end step. I mean, they could even try and execute a turn 1 if they have a good enough hand. DRC, Land Surveil, 4 in hand, and Surveil. Before I feel like I could have held a turn. Now I don't know. I think I risk it. I'm going to put it in yard and hope. And draw. Rip. Alright, so we'll play the lab, no imprint, and hold flute. The question is now, do I name Ral or Medallion, or do I just hold until they try and flip the Ral? I think I have to hold. Because we don't know what they have. Third land, 4 in hand. There's the Ral. Yes, that's fine. Ritual. So basically what we're doing right now is we're going to wait until the Ral flips. So then we can name Ral so they can't then alt. Looks like we need to call real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that. And sorry to my opponent as well. Just had to deal with some tings. Blood Moon. You gotta be effing joking me. Okay. In that case, I think I'll just do this now and cast Flute, naming... Do we name Ral? Do we care about Ral right now? If we Trinisphere? No, I think we name Untimely Malfunction, right? So Untimely Malfunction can destroy artifacts, if I'm not mistaken. Let me verify that. Untimely Malfunction. Destroy target artifact. Yes. So I think I will flute here, naming untimely malfunction. So flute. Untimely malfunction. That will delay things a bit. And I'll pass in full. The only downside is here they're going to start beating me in the face, and we don't have any way to cast these ice tills. Draw. Well, that helps. Forest. I need one more forest or a talisman. Play a Trinosphere. Pass. Medallion. Medallion's fine. DRC doing DRC things. We'll take 2 down to 16. Show me another forest. Draw. Temple. That ain't it. I'll play the temple though, and we'll pass. Yeah, really wishing we were able to play that Trinosphere one turn earlier, damn. So Talisman or Forest here would be good. Valakut Awakening, they'll draw 2. They can flip Ral if they want, but I don't think it's advantageous to do so, right? I guess they can... -2s to deal 2 damage, so I don't think they would do that. They could try Ral, where then they would -8, and then try and find an untimely malfunction, I guess. Yeah. It does mean that there's less of a clock for me. 1 down to 15. We draw. Mycospawn works here. Mycospawn. So from here, now what? We want probably a second forest. Play Ugin Lab and then pass. Because now we can start attacking Ral down. Eventually, you want to find a world break so we can either get rid of the Blood Moon or the Medallion. Actually, if I get rid of a mountain, that would be pretty good. Or just a land in general. Okay, so getting rid of the Medallion, not as impactful. Again, we're just going to start attacking Ral down. Why? What? Why do that? I'm confused. Worried even. Oh, I see. That's fine. Mycospawn has done its job. It's a nice still. Let's start milling, friends. And we'll pass and pass. Yeah, I guess their thought was it might protect Ral by doing that. Okay, there's March. Yeesh. But they don't have white. They don't have white, which is good, but they have a Manamorphose. But that's the only card they can play, so they need a land. So let's cast another Ice Till. Actually, let's first do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Play Ghost Quarter. Play Sanctum. Show me World Break. Emrakul, unfortunate. Play Ugin's Lab. Go to combat. Attack Ral. And pass. So they would need a land for the Manamorphose March, I'm pretty sure. Manamorphose. No, I think actually they're still short on the Manamorphose, right? Cost one less. How would that work? So this will cost 3, or I guess 2. X equals 2 and white. I don't think they have enough, right? No, they don't have enough. They would need another land. Yeah, they would need another land for the Trinisphere. But no matter what, they have to pay 3. So now March is in exile permanently, so that's perfect. Draw. K commands aren't good here. We'll attack Rao, and then attack you. You, Rao, and pass. And pass. So Rao's down. We're still right now okay. Brotherhood End would suck, but I'd also get rid of their medallions now, which is relevant. Opponent's passing. We draw. Temple. Mill 2. Looking for World Breakers. Whiff. Go to combat. Swing 4. Down to 13. We'll pass. Yep, we're just looking for World Breakers right now. They have another land. They can still only cast one spell per turn as it stands, though. DRC can block a turn. Nope, no Beseiju. Beseiju does not work out well in E-Ramp, unfortunately. Oh my god, triple K command, just what I did not want to see. Yeah, Emrakul, World Breaker. Hell, I'll take a Myco Spawn again. We thankfully have stopped Untimely Malfunction. Unless they draw into another land. They need a land for Malfunction to work. A Brotherhood End would take out their medallions, which they don't want right now. Okay, so now they can cast Malfunction at instant speed on end step. That is concerning. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so we have enough for Emrakul. Draw. Jesus Christ. Yeah. For green, we have red. Wish I could select colorless. Go to combat. Please don't have Malfunction. Please don't have Malfunction. I think if they have Malfunction, we just lose, right? Ah, shit. What is this? Manamorphose? 2. Otherworld? That is enough for Otherworldly March, isn't it? Or March of Otherworldly Light? Oh no. Alright. Unfortunately, I think we might lose now. Ritual. If they have a Piff, they just win, right? Wish? Wish can get them a Piff. Yeah, we lose. That's so unfortunate. We just drew into nothing but bricks, milled into nothing but bricks. We needed freaking what? World Break. We just couldn't find it. So unfortunate. There's Piff. A second Trinisphere would have been good. Another Flute would have been good, so I could have named March. A World Breaker would have been good. An Emrakul would have been good. There's so many good hits, and we just couldn't find it. That's so unfortunate. I mean, to be fair, we milled over Emrakul, milled over Mycospawn, but still. Oh, it's so unfortunate. Yeah, I have one card left in hand. There's DRC. It's also possible they still brick, so we're gonna hold. But it is unlikely, especially with Wish. Oh, they have a Wish in Yard and a Piff, right? So if that's the case, no, they win. There's no way we lose. There's no way we win here. There's no way they lose, basically. Because they should just be able to go into... Oh, actually, they might not have enough rituals. Hold up. They might be short on rituals. We'll see. But they can just wish for Grape Shot at 19, and I think they have enough. Yeah, I think they do. No, they have another wish as well? Damn. Alright. Close loss, but is a loss just the same. Yeah, that Blood Moon was backbreaking. We needed the Trinisphere one turn earlier. Oh, they didn't even need to get the 19. They just need to get the friggin' 15. Forgot I already took some damage from Ral and from DRC. Unfortunate. And we's are dead. Eventually. Moto takes a while. There we go. GG's. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back for match number 4. Alright, and we're back for match number 4 on the play for game 1. Opponent has a companion, so that's Kahira. Control. What I'd like to see here, the thing is I can't fetch if I devour her, so I'd have to wait until next turn to fetch. We do have Rumble, which is nice. We're playing against Control, so Disruptor Flute is beneficial, but this K returns an absolute garbage card. But do we think this Rumble even resolves is the next question. I'm going to say probably not. The hand is workable, though. I'll keep it. Screw it. The hand is workable. We just need to remember not to fetch until our turn. After we draw. One Mulligan's down to 6. Alright. Reveal the Devourer. Trigger. Sprawl. Ghost Quarter, Emrakul. I'll grab the Sprawl. I'll play the Misty Rain and then pass, not fetch. Pass, then pass. We'll draw the Sprawl. Play the Sprawl. Now we fetch. Let's fetch for a forest. We really don't need Stomping Grounds right now. Fetch for a forest. Windswept Heath. Fetch for a forest. I suppose 4 red here is fine, so we already have double green. Do we worry about a Spell Snare? I think we just fire off the Rumble here. There's Temple. There's another Devourer. We'll grab the Temple. And we'll pass. Consult to Yard. And pass. Otawara. And draw. Another Rumble. So I will play Temple. I will play Talisman. Does Talisman resolve? I will cast Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? There's the counterspell. I was expecting that, so not surprised. And we'll hold the Flute in case they play Teferi or Narset. In response. Nope, not Hero. Time Raveler. And pass. And land. Exile to Fairy and pass. Alright, Devour's on board, so now we can start dealing damage. We draw. Another Devourer, we'll just hold that. Attack with Devour and hold. Down to 13. Fetch, Surveil. I don't want to play in a sweeper here and just be left with nothing is my biggest thing. We'll hold the K return on the off chance it might be relevant. On the 10 for Supreme Verdict. Yep. And how many basics does Control normally run? Azorius Control. Basics. 2 island, 2 plane, so 4. Yeah, so we can't really Ghost Quarter this meticulous archive, I don't think. But it's unlikely they have Consign, so I think that's fine. It does mean that we're just going to eat our own Sprawl is the only downside. Let's see what we draw. Orange Chant. Ah, damn. Orange Chant. Shifting Wood is pretty good, though we are one short. We can cast this K return. The K return is the last type, so then we can start beating the face with Devourer from Yard. Go to end step. K return. Alright, do you have another Orange Chant? Verdant Cat. Alright, so I'm going to target Devourer of Destiny. I mean, the major downside here is if they have a Solitude, right? So we'll go Shifting Wood. Go to combat. Attack. Fetch, Flooded Strands, Surveil. How's this? Could be a Consult. No, that one makes sense. Tapped. Down to 3. Okay. And then we'll hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw 3. Well, as it stands, they can't... Yeah, they're about to say, unless they have a Solitude, they can't win. So that's Control. Win. Thank you. Shifting Wood. Alright, let's go to sideboard. We want Cavernous Souls. Bajuka Bog, probably less so. Return out. Heat in. We could argue Bauble in. Bauble does tax... whatchamacallit. It does tax the Orange Chant lock with Isochron Scepter. The thing is, it doesn't stop it, where Flute does. So that might be better. Trinisphere is also an option, because Trinisphere can also tax it by 3. So if they're going to do it, they need to cast it for 6. I guess 2, 5. I guess 5. So still more than just 2, but I don't know. The heats might be just enough. Could cut to a Rumble plus a 7-minute value spell for the baubles, though. Stops Solitude as well, which is relevant. So what, like cut a Rumble, cut World Break? The World Break can get rid of the Isochron, but if they get an Isochron, we're probably not even casting a World Break. Maybe 2 baubles like this? Yeah, we'll do that. This hand is kind of garbage. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan this one. This hand's much better. Yes. We'll keep. What do we pitch, though, is the problem. We might actually pitch the Utopia Sprawl. Because we go Commercial District, Temple, Rumble. And then we can go Shifting Woodlands into MTGO. Yeah, I'll pitch the Sprawl. Reveal, Devour, and pass. Surveil. And trigger. Another 2 Rumbles. Not the biggest fan of that. Talisman isn't doing much, but I can act as bait, I suppose, but I don't think they'll counter a Talisman. We could go another Rumble. Other land isn't bad. And tempted to go a land or a Rumble. We'll go Rumble. District, Surveil. The thing is, the Devourers really rely heavily on us either getting another Soul Land or to get, or have Mega Spawn resolve. So I'm going to put Devour into Yard here and then pass. It also adds another type for Shifting Wood, which is relevant. We draw, stomp. We'll go Temple, cast Rumble. It'll get countered, but that's fine. It doesn't get countered. That's wild. I'm going to go with a Lab here. 4 types in Yard. So now we can Shifting Woodland going forward. So that is relevant. We'll pass. We have a kicked Myco Spawn next turn. Scouting Tarn fetch down to 19. Surveil. And we'll hold. Holding. Draw. Emrakul. Ooh. I mean, this seems like a full consigned memory, right? So I'm tempted, instead of playing directly into a consign, I kind of want to Rumble here, I think. If I do that, how do I want to proceed? I can sack the spawn. I guess I can just play Shifting Wood, but if I sack the spawn, Rumble resolves, we can at least try a Myco. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, we could also kick the Myco Spawn just to go for it, but then we can't Shifting Wood. I think it just will Rumble here, yeah. We'll just Rumble. Doesn't resolve. There's a flute. We'll take the flute. And I will play the Shifting Wood, so we can attack of it next turn. And we'll hold. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we also have an Emrakul next turn. Island cycle. Okay. Land and passing. So we have a few options here. We can flute for Orange Chant. We could flute for Consign to Memory. I kind of like the idea of going for Orange Chant here. So that way they can stop me from casting, but not from attacking. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, then we can attack, yeah. I'm going to cast Flute. Does Flute resolve? Orange Chant. And... Alright. I mean, at this point, we can just try and attack them shifting wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 next turn. Alright, shifting wood, target Sire is 7 death. See if he has Solitude. Go to combat. Attack for 7. Down to 10. We'll pass. They just have a handful of counter magic potentially, as the shifting woodland is going to get underneath of them. Marsh Flats. Prismatic? Prismatic. So now they have an Orange Chant. They can stop me from casting and attacking. Cavernous Souls. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're one short of Emrakul. So I could just go shifting again. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We could play Emrakul, but again, I feel like that's playing into a Consign. We could kick a Myco Spawn and get a Consign out of hand, but it might just be better for us to attack in and see if they have a Solitude once more. Yeah, we'll just go... Do we want to reveal Cavernous Souls right now? Probably not. Let's just Stomping Ground Shock. And again, target Sire's 7 death. Marshflat's fetch. Hallowed Fountain tapped. They're down to 2 now, which means Sire's 7 deaths has pseudo hexproof. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We also could play Emrakul, but... I mean, unless they have an Orange Chant here, we just win, right? No Orange Chant? Alright, we target Sire 7 death. And even a Solitude... I mean, they would need a Solitude Consign the Ward trigger, right? That's their only way out of this. Solitude, pitch a card, then Consign the Ward trigger. There's Solitude. Pitching Prismatic. Target, Ward, Consign. Yep. So now they can also consign the Evoke trigger to keep the Solitude on board. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, replicate. Makes sense. They only need to replicate once, though, to keep the evoke, admittedly. Alright, in that case, I will play the lab. I'll imprint Devourer. This way we should be able to resolve an Emrakul next turn. We'll take 3 down to 36. Paying cost for Kahira to hand. Could have another Solitude in hand, potentially. Nope, that solves that problem. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's start with Vexing Bauble. Does Vexing Bauble resolve? Camersouls, name Eldrazi. And let's start with Emrakul. Our turn, comrade, unless you have another consign. Trigger resolves, body resolves. Fetch Flooded Strand. Down to 4, Steam Vents tapped, and body hits board. And counterspell, Force a Negation, Kahira. Draw, Monumental Henge. So we can cast Kahira, counterspell Kahira. Go to main. I'm going to hold control now. White, and we'll say red. We have double blue still. Counterspell Kahira, blue, and yield to all. Kahira's out. No reason to play the Henge. We then attack Solitude into Emrakul. And we'll pass. Oh, I guess we could we force a counter? No, we don't need to force the counter. And pass. They couldn't counter Emrakul because of Cavern. And also, yeah, no reason for us to force the counter. Alright. Monumental Henge. Finds a Narset, and opponent skips it up. We'll take the win. Solid win against control. Alright. We'll be back for match number 5. Look, opponent says, Woodlands looked really good. I know, right? Love the card in this list. GG's. Yeah, I mean, this was a great showing of the utility lands of this deck, of Wooded Foothill, or not Wooded Foothills, Shifting Woodlands and Cavern Souls. I really do like Cavern Souls in the side right now. I think with a lot of decks not running counter spells main anymore, other than, you know, straight up control, I think Cavern Souls in the side is pretty good. But, alright, we'll be back for match number 5. Alright, we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. Hand's a bit weird. Supposedly our opponent might be on Affinity. We can flute Kappa and slow him down that way. We can flute Metallic Rebuke to ensure that we resolve something. Our hits off top here are what? Rumble, K-Command. Then we get into our turn 3 plays, looking at Mycospawn. You have a decent number of hits. It's okay. Devour helps us find our next draw, so we'll keep. It's a bit of a weird one, I would say. Reveal Devour and pass. Let's see if it's Affinity to begin with. Perfect Spring's tapped. Interesting. There's our Rumble that we were looking for. Perfect Springs could be multiple things. Could be Affinity, could be Belcher, could still be Murktide. There's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things that this could be. If in an open deck list, I knew this to be Affinity, I might flute Emissary. But I am still playing into the blind right now, so I think I need to just hold flute until we get more info. Let's see. Okay, that is Affinity mana. Yep, that's Affinity. Whoa. Huh. Why is opponent holding here? What is this? So it's definitely Affinity, but they must have a really reactive hand. Either that or they're looking for 0 mana value spells. So it's either, we either need to name Weapons Manufacturing or we need to name Pinnacle Emissary. Weapons Manufacturing is played in 50% of decks, 2 copies in it. If they were to play a Saga, they would have played it on turn 2, not on turn 3. That doesn't make sense. So I think naming Pinnacle Emissary might be correct. Because then if they're trying to sandbag for more 0 mana value spells, then they're not making tokens. Yeah, I think that's probably correct here. We're going to flute Pinnacle Emissary. All right. And draw. Talisman. So we can play Talisman, we can play Rumble. So let's cast Talisman. Unless they have Consign main, they can't counter those. I will play the Forest and the Rumble. There's Myco, there's Ice still. I will take the Myco. So we can kick a land? Yeah, I'll go Myco. Pass. Emrakul right now is a dead card in hand. We can't do anything with it. And the nice part about Emrakul and Yard right now is we can get to a Shifting Woodland. Tormod's Crypt. Okay. Not to mention, yeah, Tormod's Crypt is pretty good here. Thoughtcast, draw. Draw. Alright, so we can now go 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's kick with Zimiko Spawn. And kick Spire Bluff. How many basics do they run? Affinity. How many basics do you run, friend? On average, 1 island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's so tempting, but this Tormod's Crypt there, I'd want the Ice Till on board. So I think we stick with 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I go Temple here and just start trying to get to the point where we can exile a Kappa. Yeah, we'll go Temple and pass and pass. And pass. If I knew for certain they were on 0 instead of 1, then I would absolutely go for the Ghost Quarter, but I think right now it's going to make more sense just to ramp. I was going to concede. We'll take it. So this is Affinity. Win for game 1. QQ. Did you have the Emissary in hand? I'm asking opponent if they had the Emissary in hand. I'm just curious. Alright. Well, time for Fade. And let's see. For Affinity, we did finish our sideboard guide, so I can reference this now. Cut Rumble, Flute for Fade Cavern. Flute. Bog. I wasn't on Thoughtcast. I think Emissary is a good name though, because it's my best top deck. Okay, so they had nothing. They were just going for the Thoughtcast. Weird. Interesting. All right. Rumble, Flute, Bog. See, I like Flute here is the problem. Rumble, Flute, Bog, 3 Fade. Oh, what the hell? I do not have my baubles in here. I somehow messed that. Oh, on the draw. That's right. I don't want baubles on the draw. Duh. And Rumble. Okay, there we go. That makes sense here. We want the 3rd K return. We could cut something for it. Cut an Emrakul for it. Yeah, that might make sense. And like this. Yeah, run that way. Alright, alright. Yeah, on the draw, don't care for Vexing Bubble. On the play, we'll bring those in. Fade from History is good. And then we'll cut the K returns. That makes sense to me. I mean, this is looking at a turn 2 Fade if we draw into it. I'll keep. Get the dig for Deeper of Devourer, which is nice. Reveal Devourer and pass. Spiral of Canals. Devour Trigger. We'll grab the K command then. I mean, yeah, we have to grab the K command, yeah. Draw. What do I put underneath? Sire's good. Devour's decent. Emrakul's nice, though. K command is 2 in yard. Land is 3 in yard. 3 plus 7 would be 10. We'd be 3 short in the medium. I think I took the Emrakul here, especially with the Tormod script. They usually run between 2 and 3 copies, I think. Cast the Talisman, and we pass. Alright, Talisman resolves. We can also tuck another segment value spell for a lab. K command on 3. Depends on what they hold up, I guess. There's the Emissary. Mox Opal. Metalcraft Online. Mox Opal resolves. Emery. Okay, so I actually do want to bring the Bajuka Bog back in. There's Kappa. They could be holding up Consign. We draw. Hey, there's the Fade. Okay, so basically we are trying to get to 7 mana with Fade. So I think I'm just going to Ugin's Lab, imprint Devourer or Sire. I think I want to say Devourer here. Then hold K command. Hold the Sire. Alright, so they have Consign. We're not going to play into it. I also want to tax them on Rebuke. They're also playing Force Negation. That's notable. Normally maybe 2 copies of it. Let's see. Yeah, 2 copies of it for the most part. Emery target Kappa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Honestly, I kind of want to let them. Because we have the Fade. And there's no way they should be able to hold up enough. Huh. This is an interesting thought. Do I let this resolve? Or do I K command it out? The thing is, if I do that, I can't pay for Rebuke. And they just do it another turn. I think I might let this go. Yeah, let this go. It's weird, but I think with the fade, it's correct. Basically, we have to look at fade as a sweeper, which it is. So we're okay with them playing to their outs, and then we can tax them with the K command, see if they will counter it, allowing us just to play the fade through. Mem Knight. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need one more. Paying cost for Blood Moon in response. So now we need an additional green source, though. So that way we can play the fade. Another fade, Rumble. Rumble can help us find it. Temple, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can play the Sire and just start beating them in the face and just racing them down. That's also a thought. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, also, wait, I guess this means they'll still have blue with the opal, that's right. How do I want to proceed here? We don't need a second fade right now. I'm thinking we go bottom top. We need a green source. This resolves. And passing. They'll attack for 1. But this means that we're guaranteed to resolve Sire. They no longer have blue outside of opal. Worldbreaker. Oh, that's fantastic. Because what this means now, actually, is we can get rid of their 1 blue source. And by doing so, that locks them out of Kappa. That actually locks them out of a lot of their cards. Yeah. Okay, let's go for it. Let's hit the opal. We're going to use Blood Moon against them, basically. Next turn we can Rumble. Start building back again. And we'll draw. Ease a Temple. We'll cast Rumble. There's the forest we need. We'll grab the forest. So now Fade is online, but we don't need to cast it right now. Attack with World Break. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can just cast the Sire next turn if they don't have a blue source. Weapons manufacturing, that's fine. We'll attack for 1. We have a faster clock. Not to mention the Sire's going to hit the board. Play the forest. Sire hits board. Attack with World Breaker. Yeah, that moon quite literally, I think, will cost them the game. Emery Tark Memnite. I guess, yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah. I guess I shouldn't have attacked. So they can just do that. Right. Fair, fair, fair. Is now the time to pop Fade? Now's the time for opponent to scoop up, I suppose. We'll take it. Alright, solid stuff. Another win, 4-1 going into 6. Based on our tiebreakers, we actually might be just about locked in if we just win one more. Alright, solid stuff. We'll be back for match number 6. All right, we're back for match 6 on the draw for game 1. Supposedly our opponent's on energy. This hand is interesting. Because we do find K return with Devour. We're in a really good spot. I think I'll keep this. I think I'm gonna actually pitch Devour or keep Emrakul. So reveal Devourer, play Gemstone. Do we keep the Emrakul or go Devourer? We have K command and Rumble, which makes me think we stick with Emrakul. But at the same time, if we Rumble over K return, we're gonna kind of want the Devourer, won't we? Let's take the risk here. And pass. They heard Mesa. Fetch. Planes for Onslaught Pride. Okay. That's okay start for us. There's the K return, so now we have one in hand. That's solid. Draw Windswept Heath, fetch. We already have the red star, so we don't need to go Shock, and we can go Forest instead. That also plays around Blood Moon. And then we will Rumble. Triple E-Temp, Jesus. We'll grab the E-Temp, and we'll pass. 3 types in Yard. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're getting pretty close to Emrakul here. We'll take the 1. No reason to block here. Sacred Foundry, shock the 18. Another Onslaught Pride, okay. I mean, I think we just blow them out, right? 3 cards left in hand. Triple Onslaught Pride, they'll always resolve. You'll get Sadie's Blessing, that's for sure. I guess pretty close. 6, 8. Okay. So I will draw here. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to be short on the Emrakul still. I mean, I can play the Temple, we can play the Talisman, then hold the K return, hold the K command. That seems correct. Actually, we want to probably do it this way. Play the Talisman, hold up the red source so we don't have to ping ourselves. Yeah. And we will pass. We'll just give them the opportunity to misplay, basically. 16. Static Prison. Static Prison, target what? You have City's Blessing now. Talisman. We'll float. Phase change. We're just going to go red. And K return. Pass. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at most. Draw. Use a Miko Spawn. We do like that. So we can play the Miko Spawn. We can ramp. Alright. And yield to all. We'll go Temple. Body resolves. We'll play the lab. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we don't need the imprint here. We'll just hold with the K command, and this should be the game. Static Prison trigger. Paying cost for Galvanic Discharge. That's fine. In fact, that's in their type to yard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Catapults, End Step, and K Command, Ramp, and Scry Draw. It should be over, my friend. Flute. I want to say flute bottom here. Draw, Sprawl. Draw, Wooded Foothills. For double green. Play Wooded Foothills. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm one short? No, because I didn't tap the lab. Triggers. Do you scoop it up, friend? You have one card in hand, and an Emrakul staring you down. Alright, our turn, comrade. Thraben Charm. So we're gonna Thraben Charm Pyro. Static Prison, trigger. Honestly, having you pay the 1 might not be a bad idea. We'll get it back next turn anyways, so I'm gonna say yes. And then, do we Thraben Charm target self? I mean, I think we do. You're gonna draw 2 regardless. I'm just gonna Thraben Charm. Exile your grave. And do that. Done. Moto being Moto. And we'll pass. Alright. Then on end step, I'll crack the Wooded Foothills for Surveil Land. Marsh Flats. So they have the Pyro. Fetch 15. Or not Island Plains. Plays the Pyro, draws 2. Yep. And Johnny's fine. Get a cat, put a pause on end step. Wooded Foothill fetch. Commercial District surveil. Ice Till. I mean, it's not the best card right now, but we do get the ramp and dig deeper for maybe a World Breaker. We'll put it on top. It's at least a castable. We draw. I will play the Ice Till. Play Temple. Mill a card. Play Temple. Mill a card. Another Emrakul. I'll go to combat. Swing at you for 13. Down to 2. We'll hold on off chance it's relevant. Land. Last card in hand. Mountain. Is it a static prison for Emrakul? Season Pyro draws 2 more. Again, I need a static prison for Emrakul. Let's say, opponent, do you have the static prison? Begin combat. Interesting. Paying cost for the Raven Charm, the Ice Still. Sure. I mean, I'll just mitigate as much damage as possible. And then pass in full. Draw. Talisman, combat, swing Ephemeral. And dead. Alright, solid win against energy. We want Unholy Heat, K return. I think we determined I want to cut the flutes. Yep, cut flutes and rumble. So flute, rumble, and run it back. All right. If we win here, I'm pretty sure we're locked in for top 8. K return still looking pretty good. So as far as sideboard's concerned, we need to worry about Moon, Charmaw, Molten Rain, the normal stuff. We can play around Charmaw. Molten Rain we can as well, but we can sequence with both in mind. Another Gemstone Caverns. Love to see it. I think we pitch a Utopia Sprawl. I think that's right here, because we want the Ugin's Lab for Devourer, I think. Because we go Gemstone Caverns, then we can Sprawl on the Forest. Yeah, so we'll eat the Sprawl with the Gemstone. When people ask me why I play Gemstone, these two games, they're good examples as to why. Gemstone can be pretty good. Opponent's thinking hard on their opening 7. I'm looking for K return again off the Devour, of course. Question of the day, do we go for red or for green off Utopia Sprawl? That actually is an interesting quandary. Because we want to hold up K return, and if I say Molten Rain my Forest of Sprawl, I mean, I think that is probably the way they'll go, regardless of the color I choose. Either that or the lab, if that's relevant too. Yeah, that'd be my thought. I will keep, I will reveal, I will reveal, I will pitch the Sprawl, and actually, I'm not going to pass in full. I'm going to hold in case we heat. There's the Ragavan. I'm going to heat that. Goodbye, Ragvan the Monkey Man. And passing. Trigger. K command is good. We will take the K command. We don't need to play it this turn. I guess maybe I could have held the heat for combat in case they dash a Ragavan. That is true. No, I will do this. Go double green. Yeah, double green. And pass. Yeah, I definitely should have held the heat in retrospect. I guess I could have just forest target itself and then held up the gemstone, hit the Ragavans. Now if they dash it, it's a bit of a oof, but might be fine. Pride. Land, surveil. And draw. Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 11. Do we go for it? I think we do. Hold or tuck the Devourer. Hold the K command, X equals 3. Well, I guess it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So we're still short 1, actually. Ah, damn. Should have probably tucked the Emrakul then. Molten Rain. Can't play the Charmaw because the gemstone can't generate colorless, which is good. The Molten Rain, though, is an option. Paying cost. Or not. Oh, they do have a Charmaw. I was right. Perfect. Bombardment. Bombardment is fine. I think I'm going to ignore Ocelot Pride right now. And we'll... Well... Yeah, I think we ignore it. We X3. We'll take the 1. Actually, we won't take the 1. I have an idea. We'll attack. Because as it stands, they're not going to want to sack the Ocelot Pride. But they might want to sack the cat. So same difference. Well, X3 now. Ice Till Temple Lab. The problem is we know for a fact that they seem to have a Charm on hand. So I'm wondering how I want to proceed here. I think I want to go top and draw. Go to blocks. We block. Before damage, we sack. Phase change. This way they don't have a cat to sack. Discharge spawn, that's fine. Alright. So now I will draw. We're going to play the temple. We're going to hold up the lab in case they go after that with Charmaw. Because this is double green. Yep. So we can go temple. Ice Till. And we'll pass. And we'll hold. Now they can play the Charmaw. They can go after the temple. They can go after the lab. If they go after the temple, that's fine. Floodstrand fetch 17. 2 in hand. 1 in hand is Charmaw. The other one's an unknown. Paying cost. They have to go for Charmaw. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's a Charmaw. What do you target with it? Perfect. We'll return to the hand as planned. 1 card left. The attack with a Pride will block with a Spawn. No attacks. 3 cards in yard. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we're going to lab from hand. We're going to Ice Till mill first. Ice Till. Temple. So in that case, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3, yeah, so this works. So Tuck Devourer, play the Temple mill. And then 3, 4, and it's Emrakul time, friend. Yield to all, and that should be a GG's. Our turn, comrade. You should sack your creatures and hit me for 2. A Blood Moon in hand. Alrighty. We draw Flooded Strand. Go to main. We're just going to bombardment target you. Sack Pride. Yield on the turn. Bombardment, target you, sack Obsidian Charmal. Flooded Strand, fetch. We'll just shock in a Sacred Foundry. And at that point, I'm gonna pass. Lethal's on board unless you find a Static Prison. Blaze of Plains. Last card's a Blood Moon. We win. And we draw. Tease a Talisman. Go to combat. Attack. With all. And that is Lethal Friend. Solid, solid stuff. All right. We'll be back for match number 7. All right. And we're back for match number 7 on the play for game 1. Supposedly against Affinity, but might not be. We have Sanctum, we have Caverns, we have Impulse. I'd like to find a green source. If I find a green source off the Devour, this looks better. I will keep. Why not? We'll make it work. We also should be locked into the top 8, so I feel a little bit more relaxed for this match. Though, would like to keep on winning. We reveal Devourer. Opponent mulligans down to 5. There's a K return, but we want to Stomping Grounds, methinks. And we'll go Sanctum, pass, and pass. Bauble. Bauble target itself. Bloodstained Mire. Pass. Bauble draw. And draw. Stomping Ground. Shock. So I'm going to go Talisman. Let's Talisman resolve. Bloodstained Mire. Fetch. Really now? Want this? Thundering Falls. Resolve. Surveil. Preordain. And we'll go double green. And pass. So now we have a K command X3 next turn as well as a Rumble. T is a mountain. Preordain Bauble feels like Prowess. Yeah, was right. Cyrus 7 Death. So we want at the very least a K command X2. So I'm thinking we go Rumble. There is a forest, there's a spawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can go spawn here. We could also go flute. That's actually kind of funny. We could go flute named Slickshot, but they shouldn't be running consign main. So I'm thinking we go either Myco spawn or flute. Because again, 1, 2, 3, so 5, 2, 7. 7 allows for Sire. So maybe the extra land might be right. In case they ping down. Huh. I'll go Myco. Play the Gemstone. And pass. And hold the K command. I mean, we're clearly telegraphing that we have something, right? Blue-red, Cutter, Slickshot, trigger Cutter. Yep. Go to combat. I mean, let's not belabor the point. I will Rampant Exile. Done. And we'll take the 2. 15. Ghost Quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 4 would be 4. So we can just play the Sire here. We have how many types in Yard? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yield all. I'm going to say no here. And we'll pass. No attacks. Not sure what we do about a sire this early. Alright, Islet. 1, 2, 3. 3 types in yard. Red. Dart. Dart target spawn. That's fine. We can Myco spawn and dart target me. That's fine. Yeah, I think we just Myco spawn, kick, and Bajuka Bog. Force them to dart or lose them. Combat, 2 in hand. Attacking with a 3/3 monk. They have Delirium. So this would be double strike. What could they do here? So if they go... That's so weird. They can dart, pump it to 7, or pump to 5. They could mutagenic growth. I think we have to block, right? Because if they have exactly Violent Urge growth, we lose. Yeah. Alright. Let's see what you got. Bone scoops it up. We'll take it. Alright. Win against Prowess. And we have 3 ball. Alright, let's look at our sideboard guide for Prowess, eh? So we cut Ice till we bring in K-Return 3 ball, Heat, Cavern. And we cut Ice till... I guess we could also cut Ghost Quarter then, couldn't we? Rather than Rumble, I suppose? Because we're cutting the Ice till, we can at least cut a quarter. I think that makes sense. And then cutting the Ice tills. Already cut the Ice tills. Why am I over? Hold up. Hold up. Oh, the 2 flutes. Right. 2 flutes. Ice till. Honestly, just cut the cores in general. Keep the World Breaker. I think that might be right, yeah. Cut the Ghost Quarters here. And do this. Okay. I'll update my sideboard guide for that. That seems correct. Comes down to what we find off of Devourer, but I do like this hand normally. I'll keep Reveal and Pass. Mountain, DRC, Bauble trigger, triggers resolve, Bauble resolves, Bauble target me. You should have waited until after the Devourer though. That was a misplay. Or at least a missequence, unless he just wanted to draw a card, I don't know. Still, I think that was incorrect. There's the K command. We'll take the K command. We'll play Forest, Sprawl for red. And then pass. And pass. Paying cost for Swift Spear. Attack for 2, down to 8. I'll tuck the Devourer. Normally I'd play the K command here, but I think I just play the Myco, honestly. And then ramp. That way we have a blocker. Especially as they miss their land drop. So cast Myco spawn. Yield to all. I'll grab a Temple. And pass. And pass. There's a second land. Bolt, target Myco, triggers. At least it's 3 damage not going at me. They have a creature. I guess they can get to land for the DRC for Delirium. They found the land anyways. So we'll take 5 down to 13. And draw. Temple. Solid. Let's kick Myco Spawn. Kick their mountain. Yield all. Do you have a consigned memory? If they do have a consign, then we can K command the DRC. Steam Vent Shock. Down to 17. Consign the body or consign the trigger? The next question is which trigger? Consign, DRC, Swift Spear, Resolve. Three in hand. So we get to search and we get to... Next turn we can guarantee the resolution of Devourer. So there is some consideration going Sanctum. So we can then dig for Sire's 7 Death. Let's grab the Sanctum then. And I'm considering going K command Exile now. I think this is correct. I'm going to Scry draw Exile. And we're going to exile the DRC. And done. Rumble, top, draw, and pass. And pass. 3 in hand. EI. So clearly not holding up a consigned memory. Bauble, trigger. I mean, we're just going to block regardless. Okay, there's Islet, so they could have consign. I will block regardless. Block. Ball will target me. Bauble will trigger. Bauble will resolve. Draw. Devourer. Well, that's perfect. In that case... Don't really want to fetch if I can help it, so I think I'm going to play Ugin Lab. No imprint. Let's start with Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? I'd imagine so. Shifting wood. Not ideal, but I will take it. And then cast Devour of Destiny. I have a blocker on the ground. I guess I can do this a bit differently. Yeah, doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so let's do this. Be smart. Sanctum trigger, Devour, Exile, Yield all. Do you have a consign? Paying cost for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Lava Dart, target spawn, yield all. I will sacrifice the Sanctum. I'm going to grab an Emrakul. And I'm going to pass. And pass. Slick Shot Show Off. Can you kill me this turn? Mutagenic Growth. Ooh, might get close. 5. Do you have Violent Urge? That is unfortunately enough. Damn. Alright. Prowess gonna Prowess. I guess there was the consideration of going for Bajuka Bog earlier. Unfortunate. Alright, we will cut Gemstone, which allows me to bring back in either Flute or Quarter. I guess we can go Quarter here. And run it back. Yeah, we'll run it back. on the play for game 3. This hand's pretty rough. I'm going to mulligan it. There's not much redeemable about it. This one's a bit better, but still not great. We have 8 hits off the top from the MTGO on 2. I suppose I can pitch the Stomp. Go Forest, Sprawl, Red. Yeah, we'll do it. Not. I mean, we have a ton of hits off top, right? We have our Soul Lands, we have Trinisphere, we have K-Return, we have Unholy Heat. K-Command's a little bit of a dud, though, admittedly. Steam Vent Shock down to 18. Swift Spear, Trigger, Bauble. Bauble resolves. Bauble target me. Yep. And Swift Spear, 18 all. Bauble Trigger resolves. Draw. Heat. Well, I mean, I think we just heat now, force them to use a mutagenic growth. No growth. We'll pass. And pause on end step. Bloodstained Mire, 17. Mountain for Slick Shot. Bauble Trigger. Do wish I had the heat for this, but at the time, I think it was correct to heat the Swift Spear while it was our turn. Unfortunately, we have to play at sorcery speed a lot against this deck. Commercial District, Trigger. Temple top, and Bauble Trigger. So now we're going to cast Myco Spawn. So now we have 5 Myco Spawn. I want to play around another, whatchamacallit? Another Urge, I think, with the Slick Shot here. So I'm going to go Bojuka Bog, target them. Bojuka Bog, target you, and pass. So next turn we can play the World Break. EI. That'll be a blocker for the Slick Shot. Question is not whether or not we crack the Sanctum. Preordain. Plays the Preordain. Preordain. So no hope of, or no concerns of a consign then. But we're going to take 5 down to 9. Ooh. 7 down to 7. Do you have a mutagenic growth on top of all that? For additional 4? You do not. Down to 7. Bauble target me. Bauble target me. Triggers. Draw. And draw. Misty Rain. So I think we can go World Breaker then. Cast World Breaker. Triggers. I'll get rid of the Islet or the Steam Vents. The Islet allows them to draw a card. So I'm going to go Islet. And then I will say yes to grab Cyrus 7 Death. No attacks. Right now we're on the defensive. A second one. You gotta be joking me. I mean, we have to block. Bolt. We're not dead yet. Block. Down to 1, which means now we can't fetch. Doesn't matter. Freaking mutagenic. Alright. Well, sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. Unfortunately, we lost there. The good news is, regardless, we should be locked in for the top 8, so we'll be back for the quarterfinals in just a little bit. Alright, and we're back for match number 8. The quarterfinals of tonight's challenge on the draw for game 1. Game of the 6th seed, so unfortunately on the draw, but this hand is kind of rough. I don't know what my opponent's playing is the problem. If it's energy, I think I'd keep it. Otherwise, this kind of feels rough. Because we can go land, talisman. We can go land, hold flute. I think I mulligan, though. This is better. So I think we go tuck Emrakul, hold flute, play land. So I think I pitched the lab. I'll keep pitch lab done. And pass. Is this energy or is it Ruby Storm? Keeps it on top. Fine, keep your secrets. We draw. Devourer. I think I might want to keep the Emrakul then. We'll hold flute. And hold flute. What are we playing against, friend? I mean, if it's a slow energy hand, I'm okay with that. Mountain. Feels like Ruby Storm. No! Well, not necessarily true. This sucks. I've seen Ruby Storm starting playing voice in DRCs. Because of voice, though, we can't cast during their turn, so do I flute? But like, I don't have any information. This sucks. I have zero information. Again, moments like this where our open deck list would be so clutch, but no dice. Yeah, we'll pass. We draw. Windswept Teeth. Fetch Windswept Teeth for a forest or for stomping ground. I think we go. I guess we have a wooded foothill. We will go for forest. Rumble. Could go talisman. There's a K returning yard. Yeah, we'll go for the talisman because if it is energy, it's harder for them to interact with in a meaningful way. Then we're 3 short on Devourer. Sometimes I look up opponents, but it's not always the most accurate thing. It would just be easier if we could just see their deck, but fetch Arid Mesa. Okay, so Tennessee, is it energy or is it... No, it's energy. 1000%. Blood Moon? That's fine, actually. Voice. So energy, bit of a slow start, though. Draw. Temple. Breaker's in yard, so we can always go back to Breaker. So I'm kind of tempted to go flute for Goblin Bombardment here. We'll name Goblin Bombardment, and we'll pass. This does slow us down significantly is the problem. I really need a Myco Spawn or an Ice Till here. 4, 8, 9. 4 short of Emrakul. Arena of Glory. Yep, definitely energy. Guide. Pyro. I'm in danger. Pitch 1. Guide trigger. Thing is, now they can float the voice. Yeah, this feels like a loss to me. I think that Blood Moon pretty much locked it up. Unfortunate. Maybe an opening hand would have been worth it then. Again, if we knew it was energy, I think it would have kept the opening hand just since we had access to the K return. But that's not an option here. We draw. Sprawl. 4, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For green and bus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, a talisman won't cut it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think we're just dead. I think we's dead. One card in hand. So 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down to 1. What? You floating, friend? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. Floating the guide. Yeah, this is a bit rough. If we're able to trigger the K return, I think we'd be fine, but I don't think that's even possible now. Draw. Talisman, you're a bit late to the party. I needed you like a turn sooner. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will concede. Unfortunate. Alright. So we'll bring in heat, bring in return, and we'll cut the gemstone. And what else here? Flute. And run it back. Unfortunate indeed. Yeah, definitely was a slow energy start. If we had just, I guess, the Blood Moon. The Blood Moon was the kicker. If they had not played out the Blood Moon, I think we would have been fine. But unfortunately, it was not the case. All right. So opponent will bring in Charmaw, Molten Rain. We'll have to play around those, which is easy enough. We can make do. So that's what, 2 energy decks today? We've had a pretty diverse meta this challenge, it seems. On the play, there's Heat, Rumble, Ice Till. Yeah, we can make this work. We can hold up Heat, play the Rumble on 2. Looking for a Soul Land, specifically Temple off the Rumble if possible. If they don't play anything we want to Heat, we can just Commercial District on end step. Sacred Foundry Shock is a Ragavan. It is. Resolve. Heat, fetch. Or rather, Winds of Teeth, fetch, shock, and heat. Ragavan down. No turn 2 Blood Moon for you. In Emrakul. Let's see if we can actually cast it this time. Rumble. I would like a Burning Cat. So next turn we can play Ice Till. 5 types in Yard. Okay, looking promising. I mean, double Ice Till can just run us to an Emrakul very quickly. I want to go green sources off this Windswept Heat, or off this Verdant Catacomb. Double Guide of Souls, we can pass in full. Alrighty, time for the Ice Tills. Another K command. We'll fetch with Cat for our forest. And then cast the Ice Till. And then we'll go Verdant Cat again. Mill. 5 types in yard. I will pass. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're currently short, that's for sure. 3 is another Blood Moon. It's another Blood Moon, so I want a double green. Yield all. We'll grab a forest. Blood Moon resolves. Sprawl in yard. So good thing we killed that Ragavan earlier, that's for sure. We'll pass. Now we're definitely angling for this Emrakul. Draw. Sprawl. Let's start with Windswept Teeth. Actually, I should have waited. We'll play this Ice Steel now then. Let's go more green. Yep, should have done this. There we go. Now we can double mill. Temple, double mill. You want, what, 7 types in yard? 6 types in yard? 7 types, that's right, because we need Kindred. World Breaker, now that's nice, but we don't have a colorless source, which is a bit unfortunate. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, we're good. No reason to attack here. We'll pass. Next turn we have Emrakul. Onslaught Pride triggers. So they can float. But what you needed was a Thraben Charm to empty my yard. Gassel's triggers. Take 3 down to 12. Pride triggers. Guide of Souls triggers. And draw. Alright. Do we even need to dig deeper here? What would be the benefit? We can't return the World Breaker because this requires colorless. So yeah, digging deep here I don't think makes sense. Unfortunate, while Blood Moon's out. Triggers. Our turn, comrade. I guess digging can hit K return, but we first need something to trigger the K returns, right? So I think that's kind of where I'm at. I need threats, and milling over my threats right now would be a bad idea. So no attacks. Our turn. Oh my god, you had the Thraben Charms and you didn't use them? Opponent. What you doing, friend? So, I mean, we're going to Thraben Charm the Blood Moon. So, Thraben Charm. I guess we should wait. We should draw first. Draw. Marsh Flats. So we can Marsh Flats. Ooh, I can get rid of both Thraben Charms. I mean, do I even care about that potentially? So we can Thraben Charm a Johnny, get rid of a Johnny. We could do that. Get rid of the Guide of Souls, get rid of the Guide of Souls, get rid of the Ocelot Pride. I guess, do I care about that? They can empty my yard of Thraben Charm, but is that... Do I care about that either as long as the Blood Moon's off? No, because we have the K commands in hand. Okay, so let's just go Thraben Charm cast, destroy target enchantment, destroy the Blood Moon. Let's start there. So white, red, and Blood Moon down. Goodbye, Blood Moon. So we can Marsh Flats fetch. We could Thraben Charm again. We can get rid of the cat. We don't want the Johnny to flip, so that does make sense. At the same time, if a Johnny flips, it dies. I don't think that's as much of an issue. I also do want my yard if possible. Marsh Flats, fetch. You could also surveil, set up their... You could set up their next draw. That's also an option. Again, we have K command. We also could fail to find, so we can't play both anyways. Let's do that. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Triggers. Trigger. Yield all. Yield all. Go to blocks. We block, we block, we block. And done. And pass and full. Alright, I'll let you, friend. If you want to 3-man try my yarn, be my guest. We have Ghost Quarter Loops. We can Ghost Quarter Loop your deck out of basics. We have K command for days. Opponent scoops it up. Cool. We'll take the win. We'll be back for game 3. Don't know why we're going to be back because we're going to do it right now. I don't know. For some reason, in my head I was like, "Oh, we're done." No, not yet. We'll cut a rumble and run it back. All right, make or break time. Can make it to semis. On the draw for game 3. Interesting. Very interesting. Soul Land would be really good here. We have Heat. It's a very interactive hand. This Utopia Sprawl is pretty rough, though. So I pitch the Sprawl is the question. The Sprawl gets better if we find a green source, but we really need a Soul Land. We have 8 hits off top. I want to keep 7. And I think we can make it work, but it is a bit dicey, admittedly. I'll keep. I reveal. I play. What do I pitch? Do I pitch the Devourer? The Utopia Sprawl's a little bit rough, though, is the thing. Unless we find a green source, but we don't want a green source. So maybe pitching the Sprawl is correct. Let's pitch a Sprawl. And hold Heat. Elegant Parlor, Surveils. That's fine. Season Pyro to Yard. So slow start from opponent then. And Devour trigger, Soul Land time. No Soul Land. Instead we have a Verdant Cat to dig a bit deeper. We'll go Verdant Cat. Verdant Cat and pass. And on step we'll Surveil. Again, we have 8 hits off top for Soul Lands. We have Rumble, 3 hits, so 7. Not too much else. I guess K Return is also solid here. So you have a lot of decent hits. White, white, Voice of Victory. In response, I'm going to crack this. Commercial District. Rumble top and pass. Draw. We'll play the quarter then. And then rumble. There's rumble, there's ice still, there's K return. I'd love the ice till. 1, 2, 3. The only downside is that then we can't. Oh, this is rough. So I want to get rid of this voice. I definitely want to get rid of the voice. But I don't expect this spawn to survive is the problem. If we grab the rainforest, then we can unholy heat the voice, right? Because then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 types in yard. And I'll grab the Misty Rain. And then we're gonna heat you. Alright, that's off board. We really need a soul land here though. And we'll hold in case they discharge or static prison the spawn. I guess any colorless source now would do for this K command. But a soul land would be ideal. Again, we have plenty of hits off top. K return. Now Myco spawn. Ice Till. Soul lands. Rumble. Sanctum of Ugin would be fine. Any colorless source would be good here. Bones had a slow start, so thankfully we can take our time a bit here. They could just go for Moon. But again, it'd be a pretty slow start, and we can kind of play... I guess actually we kind of can't play through Moon right now, not with this hand. Ooh. Don't like that, actually. I think I need to Misty Rainforest fetch for a forest if we can do so. Otherwise, we are in a bit of a pickle under Moon. White. For what? Butter. My cat's yelling in the background because I think he wants in. The door has been closed for too long, in his opinion. So no Moon, that's good. Hylia, sure. Triggers. Up to 20 and a Pride. Yup. Not much I can do about that. And then they'll stack the trigger so they gain more life. They'll also draw a card with the Hylia. Yep, all the triggers. Alright, we draw in Soul Land. Another quarter. Quarter actually works here. Quarter actually works. So we can go Ghost Quarter and then hold up K command X equals 3. And if they Blood Moon, that's fine, because then we'll have enough spawns to clear the board. So unless they're about to kill me, we don't care about their current board state. We just care about ensuring we have enough to either cast Breaker or Devourer. Yeah, 4 in hand. If they play another voice, we'll have to play ahead of it. Flage would be fine. What would be the worst case scenario here? And Goblin Bombardment. That does actually kind of suck. Goblin Bombardment actually is kind of rough. If they play this right is the problem. I think I need to let that resolve now. And then if they play one more thing, I'm gonna pop the Guide of Souls. Alright, so now we're gonna pop the Guide of Souls. X equals 2. So that way the Ocelot Pride doesn't trigger. So souls down, pop spawn. Oh, I made a mistake there. I should have done all. I wasn't thinking, I was thinking like, oh, it's the same, right? No, not really. Shit. I made a mistake there. Wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, it's the same thing, spawn wise, but forgetting that they could then sack it to do that. So I would have had 3 down to 2. Really? Okay. So it may have not mattered. They may have just gone for it anyways. Well, that's problematic. I should have 1 more. We would have been able to block the Pride. But that wouldn't have mattered. Still stick me at 4. Alright. We'll draw Rumble. I will start with Rumble. There's a Devour, there's a Forest. We'll take the Forest. I'll play the Misty Rain. Yeah, we should have been able to block that. They wouldn't have the cat, which would have meant that we could have blocked it again. I mean, it still would have ended up with us not having spawns on board, I suppose. But right now I need a soul land here, desperately. We have 8 hits off the top and 38 in deck. What is this? Moon? Flage. Flage will resolve target me or target spawn. Target... Spawn, second response. Oh, I see. Target me, but then sack Flage. Yeah, makes sense. We'll pause on end step there. Not much I can do right now. Down to 15. Phase change. So, I did misplay earlier, but unfortunately didn't change the math. Pride trigger. Fetch down to 12. Stomping Grounds tapped. And triggers. Give me a soul land, please. Thank you. So now we can world break. Right now you have... Oh, this is interesting. I have to actually go for a land. We're going to go for a land. We're going to go for the Sacred Foundry. Yield to all. Otherwise, you can play the Flage. Yield all. I guess we would be at 1 more life had we played the spawns correctly. I guess 2 more life? Yeah. That could become relevant, of course. So they're basically asking the question, do I sweep the Pride of K return? I will not. No. Body hits the board, and we will pass. And pass. Static Prison? So I think that misplay accounts for at least 2 damage. So it should be at 12 right now instead of 10. Guide of Souls is fine. No attacks. And I think we just clean the board now. Draw Temple. And we will exile bombardment. Because now we can start ghost quartering them. Ping me. Ping me. Bombardment down. Okay, return no. So we can now go to combat. Swing a view breaker. Down to 14 or 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13. So yeah, we can ghost quarter them down now. So on upkeep, I guess I'll do it on draw. Draw, ghost quarter, elegant parlor. Float red. All right. And then ghost quarter. Go after the mountain or go after the plains? I think they should have one more plains in deck. I think they only play one mountain though. Let's take a look at their averages. Yeah, I'm correct. So we'll go after the mountain again. And pass. Doesn't even bother tapping it. And most they can go double plains, but now no mountains. Blood Strand, they can fetch. But now they're off with double red, so no more Flage for now. Fetch 23. Sacred Foundry, Shock 21 for what? 3. Hylia gains a life. That is fine. And draw. Talisman. No reason to show them the forest right now, but I'll play the Talisman at least. Go to combat. We'll swing if the Devour, but not the World Breaker. That way, if they float the Hylia with Guide of Souls, we can block it. Okay. Oh, that's true. I guess we did show Forest off a Rumble. Yeah, that's true. Should have held the Talisman then. I think you are correct, yeah. So we really should be at 10 right now if we had played correctly. I'm hoping that 2 mana doesn't come to bite me. That would royally suck. Or 2 life doesn't come to bite me. The funny thing is, normally I do like sack all of my spawns when casting K-Return, even if it is neutral in the number of spawns on board. And this time, for some reason, like, oh, I don't need to do that. Nope, I actually should have done this time. Blood Moon's fine. We have double green as needed. And draw. Wooded Foothills. No reason to play the Wooded Foothills. We'll attack with Devour again. Down to 10. Alright, just need them not to have another land for the Flage. Ah, damn it. Now we're going to go down to 5 is the problem. Should be at 7. So now we can't attack. Yep. Also gain a life. Up to 14. No attacks. And trigger. They will draw a card. We draw. Oh, Jesus Christ. Seriously? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, we have 13. Criminy. Do I just play the Talisman? I think I still play the Talisman in case we do find another Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So the other Talisman's correct. We're just going to pass, no attacks. A Guide of Souls would allow them to float the Flage, which would actually royally suck. Oh, damn. So there's a slight issue here, right? So we can trade at the Flage, but now they're going to have a Flage Yard. Which means they're, what, 1 card in Yard away? They should have attacked with the Hylia then, right? Actually, yeah. Am I crazy for thinking that? They should have attacked with the Hylia. They would have had the win. So they missed lethal here. I guess we could have, yeah, I guess we should block the World Breaker. The thing is, no, if we give them another turn, we die, right? I think we had to attack, or had to block with the Devourer. I guess the upside, if we... Molten Rain. Oh, Molten Rain kills me anyways. Yeah, that 2 damage actually did matter. Me messing up the K return, or K command mattered in the end. Unfortunate. I mean, I guess they had lethal regardless, so I guess they didn't care about the Hylia. But if they didn't have the Molten Rain, they should have attacked with both, because that forced me to block, right? And then they could just Flage again. Yeah, unfortunate. So we misplayed. Again, for some reason, like, normally I do sack all my spawns unless I am thinking about them countering. And then for some reason this time I'm like, oh, well, I don't have to do that. It's the same number of spawns regardless. And I just completely overlook the fact, like, oh, they're going to ping down a spawn, right? Damn. Because, yeah, then we would have blocked. Would have been 1 less damage there, which means 1 less cat. So it actually may have been more than 2 damage. It may have been, like, 3. They wouldn't have made a cat. They wouldn't have taken a damage. The next turn would have had the Rumble. And then Rumble again would have blocked. So that's 2 damage there alone that we would have mitigated. Because I think they sacked the cat before combat. So it would have mitigated 2. Would have mitigated 2 damage. Yeah. Okay, so I guess it was only 2 damage that it would have mitigated. So it would still have been at 2 at this point in time, which would have meant what? I don't think it actually would have mattered, unfortunately. How does Molten Rain read? Destroy target land. So what would have been my out here? So let's say, okay, we would have been at 2 more. They would have attacked. They could have attacked the Hylia, attacked with the Flage. We block and we block. We go down to, instead of 2, down to 5, or down to 4. Okay. They can recast Flage, hit me down to 1. We'd have 1 turn to do something. We would have to find Emrakul at that point. Yeah, I think our only out off the top, if we played optimally, I think our only out off the top would have been Emrakul then. Because even if they just went Molten Rain, then they attack with the Hylia next turn, then they Flage. Same idea. Alright, unfortunate. But it is always good to know when we make mistakes so we can learn from it next time. But still, pretty good run. 5-3 record at the end of 8. Probably top 8 at the very least. So, it is what it is. We make mistakes, we learn from them, we do better next time. But still, very solid results here. Trying to think if there's anything else we could have done differently. No, I want to say that was played relatively correctly. Could we have held the Ghost Quarter? We went after their red sources, right? Should we have gone after their planes instead? I guess I wasn't really thinking much about Blood Moon. But would that have mattered? No, they just wouldn't have played the Blood Moon. I don't think that really mattered much for us in this specific instance, given our draws. So I don't think that choice really mattered too much, unfortunately. Take him off a land, so I think it still was correct. Unfortunate. Alright. Well, with that being said, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope you all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached a point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to see these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays through Sundays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can watch these videos ad-free and early. With that being said though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!